8 years ago, an upstart St. Joseph Christian football team found itself practicing in a paved parking lot. Now the school is home to St. Joseph's first ever state football champion. The Lions clinched the 8-man crown with a 62-26 blowout of Worth County Saturday. Coach Mark Juhl gained fame with his powerhouse teams at Midway Denton in the 1980s. He started this program at Christian back in 1999, and now this program has arrived.
Well, they're going to say one of two things. Either it was a flash in the pan or the start of a very good program. Well, I think we have a good program, so I think that we can continue to do well every year.
I'm Mark Martin. I'm kind of a brother-in-law by marriage, and in 1982 I came to Kansas. Mark had asked to come down and look at the school and maybe help him out, so I came down and I did. And he'd already won his first state title by then. Well, I came down to Kansas to help him. I knew he was a hard worker. He would go and find the best offenses or defenses, and then he would make it better. You know, he has kind of a creative mind that way, and he, you know, a lot of things he'll take that are in a box, he'll take out of the box and work in different directions.
Well, when Steve and I found out that we were going to St. Joe Christian, I don't think I was too excited about that.
And I knew that he had a really pull on his heart to come to St. Joe Christian, so I wasn't surprised. I was really sad, and I was really, you know, I like to think we worked pretty well together, so I was really sad for him. Plus, he had two boys that I really wanted to play with my son.
Going from Midway Denton to St. Joe Christian was night and day. The class that I played with, been playing football together since we were in kindergarten, and the guys at St. Joe Christian hadn't. So we spent a lot of time like learning how to do simple things like how to put pads in your pants.
As this football program started, there was just not a lot of what do I want to say, typical things you would find in a high school football locker room. You know, we'd find 2 or 3 balls and had a couple of tees, and that's about it.
He's like me. He is excruciating to think that he wasn't preparing his kids. So I know he spent a lot of time in that. But in the 80s, when we first were young and getting going and enthusiastic, man, that's all we thought about. We were X and O, and we were thinking of what drill we could use to get us better.
I thought I knew a lot about football until I met Mark Juhl. It's the knowledge that he has for football is remarkable.
And he has a real good knowledge of his players, and he tries to work strengths of his players into his X's and O's. And he's, you know, the offense that we ran was really great in the 80s, and well, still is.
He can look at a football field. He can see where the defensive end is, inside, outside. He knows where the cornerbacks are at every given play. He knows where the you know, if they're in a 4 front, a 3 front, a 5 front. And so he wanted me to help call plays, and I was like, oh no, that's not going to turn out good. And as I listened and learned from Mark's knowledge, it became where I could actually see some of that stuff.
Dad was very, very good at coaching. He was a genius with X's and O's, especially on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive too. There are a few things that he thought of that no one else would.
Mark's legacy at St. Joe Christian will forever be held in his win and loss record, of course. I mean, state championships. But if you see the program that he built, he took nothing. He had nothing to start with. No equipment, no football field, not even any balls. He had nothing, and how do you do that? Who has a vision that says, okay, I can do this. Let's make this a football school. And he made a football school out of this school.
Some of the most memorable things about Mark are some of the things that I admire most or have gained the most is, besides just being a great friend, he taught me. He's my mentor basically. came here and I hadn't seen an 8-man game, and he had, already won a championship. So there's a lot that I took away from his practice schedules, his, the X's and O's and all that other stuff, but just how he works with young people.
Mark's a great friend. I mean, he will never let you down. He'll always be there for you.
And so, coach-wise, he was an excellent coach, but even more than that, he's been like a best friend to me, and he's that person that God put in my path to make me a better Christian. So I guess that's the highest thing I can say about Mark.